Hello everyone, I am Parikshit Saikia, your Quants and LRDI expert on the Unacademy Plus platform. Welcome to another exciting session on Unacademy CAT-alyst. In today's session, we are going to talk about the snap, the last few days remaining for the snap, all that you need to know about the snap, the cutoffs, the criterias, and definitely your plan, the preparation plan and the plan and the strategies that you need to follow on the D-Day to score well. Remember, SNAP is a dream college, Symbiosis Institutes, especially SIBM Pune and SCMHRD Pune, right? A dream institute for over 50,000 students who apply for these colleges. So today's 15-minute session is gonna be A to Z about Symbi. So stay tuned. But as always, the first thing that I'm going to tell you is give me 5 seconds to ensure that I'm streaming live before we get started with today's session. Okay, I think we are streaming live and we are good to start. Two small announcements. The first announcement, as you see on your left on your screen, there is a revision session plan, right? The last revision sessions before your CAT. So starts on November 20, 7 p.m., right? So make sure that you join in live so that you are able to follow the last minute tips and tricks from experts on Unacademy Plus, on Unacademy. Let's get started. Okay, one more notification. The last few days are remaining for your SNAP, for ZAT, for other entrance examinations, right? So what we offer on Unacademy Plus is a comprehensive coverage. In case you are preparing for the CAT 2021 or in case you are preparing for your GDPI, for ZAT or for your IIFT, you get comprehensive coverage on Unacademy Plus. Thousands of hours of recorded sessions and several hours of live sessions for each of these exams. So there are separate sessions for IIFT, separate sessions for NMAT, separate sessions for ZAT. All you need is one single Unacademy Plus subscription. So if you subscribe to Unacademy Plus, okay, using this discount code Parikshit Saikia, you will get 10% off. And also you get access to every course, be it from any educator on Unacademy, be it for any MBA entrance examinations. So one subscription, all educators, all exams, right? So make sure you subscribe to Plus for complete coverage of your syllabus. Let's get started with today's topic, symbiosis. Okay, the last 1 month is remaining for the SNAP, right? So before I discuss the strategies that you need to follow, you need to know a few basic details, right? So once you know the details, we can talk about the strategies. So first things first, what about the SNAP 2020 pattern? SNAP 2020 exam pattern, right? That's most important to understand. So in SNAP 2020, it's a 60 minutes test. 60 minutes, 60 questions. And we also have 60 minutes. So if you are looking at time limit, it is basically 1 minute per question. 1 minute per question. So out of a total of 60 questions, 15 questions are from your verbal, 25 questions are from your analytical and logical reasoning, and another 20 questions are from your quants and DI. 1 marks per question. 1 marks per question. Remember, there is no sectional cutoff and you can switch between the sections. So if you're good in DI, you can start with DI. If you're good in verbal, you can start with verbal. So there is no limit, right, on switching, unlike the CAT. Now there are few important points to realize here. It is a computer-based test. It is a 60 minutes paper and there are 3 dates, 3 exam dates. So you can write the SNAP on any 2 of these dates. Yes, you heard me correctly, 2 of these days, because you can take 2 attempts and they will take the best of the 2. So you can attempt a maximum of 2 times, and out of the 2 times, whichever you score well will be considered for your final percentile selection. Now remember, there is 25% negative marking. So you cannot be marking blindly for any question. Okay. Now, having said that, also look at the right side of your screen. You have the SNAP selection criteria, right? So 50% of the total weightage is on your written score. So in case you are not good, do not have a good 10, 12 or graduation score, unlike the IIMs which give weightage to your 10, 12 and graduation score, here a very high weightage is on your exam score. So if you fall low in the category of your academic, right, this is the college to target, because if you do well in the SNAP written paper, even if your ACATs are not very good, you get a very high chance, okay, you have a very high chance of securing a call. Then 10% to group activities, 30% to personal interviews, and another 10% to your written ability. So overall 100 marks is for your final selection, out of which the major focus is on your SNAP written examination. So this itself tells you the significance of doing well in the written paper. Now, having known the SNAP, right? I told you about the SNAP format, 60 minutes, 60 questions. We looked at the selection criteria. Next, what we need to understand is the cutoffs. So, moment you look at the cutoffs, you can devise your strategy accordingly. Now, first, let's look at the cutoffs, okay? Obviously, these are expected cutoffs based on last year. Based on last year, the expected cutoffs. So you see, every college in Symbi, right? Every symbiosis college has a different cutoff. So the cutoff tells you the order of the colleges. So higher the cutoff, let's say symbiosis Pune, right? SIBM Pune has the highest cutoff. It means out of all Symbi colleges, this is in most demand and hence considered to be rank 1 among all the Symbi colleges. The second best Symbi college as per the cutoffs is SCMHRD Pune, right? Then is SIIB Pune. So these are the top 3 colleges in symbiosis, under symbiosis university, right? And if you desire to get a call from any of these colleges, you need to fill up the form to that particular institute separately. As an example, let's say you are okay with SIOM Nasik. What is SIOM Nasik? Symbiosis Institute of Operation Management Nasik. Okay. Let's say you have a mechanical engineering background and you are perfectly fine, probably working with Tata Motors, okay, or Flipkart supply chain operations. Then this is a good college. But you know what? Before you write the SNAP, okay, you need to apply separately to this college. When I say separately, I mean you need to pay the application fees to SIOM Nasik and fill up that form separately. Most of you, many a times, what mistake will you make? You will be applying only to the top 2 colleges. Why? Because every college you apply, you need to pay the fees, 1000 or 1500 rupees, right? So let's say you decide to apply for 5 of these colleges, 1500 into 5 will be around 7500. So make a wise decision. I would say definitely apply for the top 3, and I would say 1 or 2 from the bottom as well. When I say bottom, let's say you are very desperate to do an MBA this year, then you might as well apply to SIM Nasik and Symbiosis Bangalore as well. Okay. Now, if you know this, we need to focus on the strategies to crack the SNAP. Now, SNAP, unlike the CAT, is not a test of difficult questions. The questions are very, very, very easy. I would say they are very easy. Okay. So when you are practicing for the SNAP paper, your focus in this last 1 month should be on level of difficulty 1 questions and at the most level of difficulty 2. So anything which you see is tough, probably a LRDI set, probably some algebra question which you find is tough, please ignore. That is not required for the SNAP. What do you need to practice for the SNAP? Very easy questions. Only the easiest questions or level of difficulty 1 is what you need to focus on. But when you are focusing on level of difficulty 1, you need to make sure that you are able to solve every question in less than 60 seconds. Remember, 60 minutes, 60 questions. So 1 minute per question is your target. So whenever you are practicing, you need to focus that you are using the shortcuts. You are making your calculations fast. So whenever possible, please practice calculations. You might get a DI set or sometimes 2 DI set. When I say 2 DI sets, we are talking about 4 to 5 questions, right? 1 DI set will have 3 or 4 questions. Just calculation, just multiplication, addition and subtraction. But again, as I say, the trick is everyone is going to get that correct. So what you need to ensure is you are able to get them correct in the least possible time. Now, if you look at so I discussed point number 1 and point number 3. So if you look at the last 5-6 years of snap papers, right, you realize that they rarely ask questions from permutation, combination, probability, or for that matter, geometry. Even if they ask, it could be just one question. So from where do they ask the questions? Mostly, right, they will be asking questions from algebra and arithmetic. So you need to ensure that these last few days when you are practicing, you focus mostly on algebra and arithmetic topics. Next, special focus should be on your analytical and logical reasoning. Now, why do I say so? In quants, whatever you have prepared for the CAT, whatever chapters you have prepared for the CAT is more than enough. The same chapters are there in your snap. Okay. But LRDI, the reasoning section, has got some different kind of questions. Example, coding, decoding. Coding, decoding, you might have practiced 1 or 2 sets in the CAT. But there is a very high emphasis on coding and decoding questions in the snap. Similarly, letter series, they will give you A, E, I, dot, dot, dot. They will ask you to find out the missing letter, or for that matter, the missing number. Similarly, there are questions on puzzles, series, okay, blood relations. A is the son of F, who is the husband of K, and so on, right? So such questions you might not have practiced many a times in the CAT. So definitely focus on such questions when you are practicing for the snap. Which is the best source to practice? Again, as I repeat, any level of difficulty 1, okay? Any level of difficulty 1 question that you are practicing for the CAT, right? That you can revise for the snap. But make sure that you are focusing on these parts. Next is facts, inference, judgment. Remember in the CAT, facts, inference, judgment, or questions like which of these strengthens the argument or weakens the argument are asked in your verbal section. But in the snap, this will rather be asked in your reasoning section. Next, when it comes to verbal, right, you need to focus mostly on vocabulary and grammar. What is the reason? The reason is very simple. Snap demands that you solve one question per minute. So let's say there are 3 passages. These passages are going to be long, right? They are going to be long, and sometimes they have inference based questions. So I would definitely not suggest that you solve the passages first. Why? Remember, there is no sectional cutoff. If there is no sectional cutoff, you probably would want to focus on a lot of one-liners and two-liners. When I say one-liners, a lot of quants question and a lot of LRDI question will be just one line. So you should focus your time on these questions, the antonyms, the synonyms, grammar, rather than focusing on long passages and in turn slowing down your time. If time permits, the last 5-6 minutes you can focus on these passages. But mind you, they will be time consuming and there are more easy questions which you should attempt rather than focusing on anything which is very lengthy. Next, the next point that you need to remember in the snap is accuracy matters. Why do I say so? Accuracy matters because you know what? There is 25% negative marks. 25% negative marks. What do I mean? It means if you answer correctly, you get +1. If you answer wrong, you get -0.25. So very, very, very important that you solve questions correctly and you just do not attempt anything which you are not sure of. Remember, the questions are easy and 99.9% of the candidates, the only complaint is I didn't have the time. So you definitely need to ensure that you are focusing on your strength. Focus on your strength. When I say a strength, I keep repeating. There is no sectional cutoff. When there is no sectional cutoff, if let's say quants is your strength, please first ensure that you get all the quants questions correct. When I say all, I mean out of let's say 20 questions, you are able to solve at least 15 correct because this is your strength and this is where you will focus on, right? If let's say your weakness is let's say verbal, as an example, you please attempt verbal at the last. There is anyway no sectional cutoff. Every question carries equal marks, and focus on the antonyms, synonyms and the grammar questions, because hardly 10 seconds. Either you know or you don't know. It's not like you have to solve, right? You know a synonym, you know the meaning, you tick. You don't know the meaning, within 10 seconds you can move to the next question, and then you can come to the passages. Next is, you definitely need to take a few mocks. You definitely need to take a few mocks. Why do I say so? Because remember, it is not how many you are getting correct, right? That does not determine. Out of 60 questions, how many I am getting correct and how many my competitors are getting correct, right? That also matters. Hence, it is imperative that you write at least 2 or 3 mocks, minimum 2 to 3 mocks, and analyze your areas of improvement. Analyze your areas of improvement. So minimum 2 to 3 mocks. Minimum 2 to 3 mocks. Definitely do that. And within, when I say mocks, it means you are ensuring that you are doing it within a time limit. Okay, definitely. Next, the last few years snap papers. I think this is the most important part of your preparation. This is the most important part of your preparation. Snap, I would suggest 2011 to 2019. All snap papers you should solve. All snap papers, actual snap papers you should solve. Now, where do you get these papers? You either have it with you, or if you don't have it, you can always go to Unacademy, where these question papers are being solved live, have been solved live, right? All have been solved, and now because they have already been solved live, you'll get the recordings. Every single question has been solved. So definitely go to Unacademy, and if you have some other source, you can obviously follow that source, but make sure that you are solving all these 9-year question papers, all the last 9-year question papers, and give it in an exam bound environment. Exam bound environment. When I say exam bound, I mean with your timer on. Let's say 2019, okay? You write the snap paper. You actually write the snap paper. And at the end, let's say you get some score. Let's say you get a score of 40 marks. Just imagine as an example. What do? Once you get your score, after that you Google. After that you come back and Google snap 2019 cutoff. So moment you Google that, you will see what were the actual cutoffs that year. Accordingly, you know whether how many attempts you have done. Is it sufficient? Is it enough? Or you actually need to increase the number of attempts. So Romik is asking, are these available on your Unacademy profile? Yes, Romik, these are definitely available on my Unacademy profile page. So go to my Unacademy profile page. But you know what? You need to have a plus subscription. I don't think these are available for free. You can take a 1-month subscription or whatever. If you already have a subscription, that's good enough. You can go to my Parikshit Saikia, filter on Parikshit Saikia, filter on plus, okay? Plus, because these are plus sessions, okay? And you will see snap 2011 to snap 2019 papers, I have solved them. In case you don't have a plus subscription, you can use my referral code. Please use this referral code. You will get 10% off. You get 10% off on the subscription fee, and you will be able to view every paper from 2011 to 2019. My first suggestion would be, give the test in an exam bound environment. Go to Google, see the cutoffs, and then come back and look at the solutions. Look at the video solutions. Okay. So use my referral code if you don't have the subscription yet, because that will give you access to all the last 9 years of snap papers. And we are also going to start snap live classes after the CAT. Snap live classes after the CAT. Snap, ZAT, IIFT, all of them, right? So make sure that if you don't have a subscription, you might just want to take a subscription. Okay. Now, I think these were the points. And remember the last point, as I keep repeating, it is at the end of the day, it is not about the paper was easy. If the paper is easy, we all know snap is easy. Snap is easy, but it is about solving it using the shortcuts and in the least possible time. So if I lock you in a room and I say morning 6 a.m. to night 6 p.m. solve the snap paper, every human being on earth will probably be able to solve all the questions. So it's not about you solving it. It's about you solving it in the least possible time and answering and selecting the correct questions. Now, what I focus on in my snap classes is Let's say you get a puzzle, okay? Let's say question number 61 to 65 is a LR puzzle. Now there are 5 questions on it. You know what? Obviously you get 5 minutes. You think that, okay, I have 5 questions, so I can afford to spend 5 minutes. But it's a long puzzle that you are trying to read. Very high risk, very high risk. Why? Because at the end of 5 minutes, if you realize that you are not able to solve the puzzle, what happens? 5 minutes are gone. You could not solve a single question. So what you should try, okay, in the mocks and while attempting the last year papers is to make sure that you attempt the one-liners, the two-liners first. And if time permits, you come back to paragraph-based questions. When I say paragraph-based, be it comprehension or be it a long LR puzzle. Because you cannot afford to spend 5 minutes and at the end realize I could not solve the puzzle. That will be a suicide. That will rather be a crime, right? So don't make that mistake. Okay, I think that's it. That's it. I think I gave you a fair idea of how to prepare for the snap, what to prepare from, the cutoffs, and the strategies that you need to apply. So thank you so much. I hope you have liked the video. In case you have liked the video, my request would be to please hit the like button. That motivates me to make more and more videos. Until the next time we meet, it's goodbye. Stay safe, keep preparing, and I'm sure hard work always pays off. Keep preparing. Thank you, and I see you tomorrow morning at 10:30 with another exciting session of mine. Till then, take care. Goodbye.